Hi, babies. How you doing, girls? Sally and Gab Gab. And I'm going to see if I can turn this thing around so you can see me. Not sure I can do it live. Let's see. There we go. All right, cool. So, hooking our attention. The energy game on Earth, the deeper energy game. It's not that deep, it's the only energy game there is. It's basically food, in a limited system. Anytime you set up a limited zero sum system, meaning there's only so much oil in the ground, or there's only so many good men to go around, or there's only so much energy, that's an artificial scarcity, scars, the scarcity game. Hurry, hurry, hurry! Sale only lasts till Sunday! Get your car now, or you'll lose out forever! Or, if you don't join our religion now, you won't go to heaven. Scarcity, hurry, 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 buy the magic pill. The scarcity game scares you into cities. Scar city creates scars on your cities and creates scarcity. It's not true, but as we believe, so our experimental reality becomes. And when you get millions of people believing in scarcity, there's only 100 Pagani Huayras, the super Italian car, that are ever going to be made. Limited print edition, all that. Companies used to call themselves that in England. Harrison Brothers Limited, right? In America, it was like, hey, let's be unlimited. There's plenty of land, plenty of stuff. Let's be a little unlimited, I'm removing these messages. They pop up. So the scarcity game is not true. But so what develops inside the scarcity game, if we buy into it, is you fight over scarce resources. The sun is right there, listening to the sun. All right, it's only going to live 5 billion years, but for practical purposes, it's unlimited energy. And that runs the planet, the solar system. So the fact that we can be bamboozled, programmed into believing, be the lie, you get an F, belief, is amazing, really. And it puts us into a maze. You become amazed and therefore caught by the beast, the minotaur, of whatever, modern financial system and so forth. So hooking your attention is key to get you to participate, to be a part of the scarcity system. Every teacher comes along and says, there's plenty. There's no shortage in God's kingdom and Source's world. There's plenty of energy. 98% of the universe is dark matter, meaning it hasn't even materialized yet. 1 little cubic centimeter of space has unlimited energy in it, much more powerful than nuclear power or fusion power, even more powerful than the sun, 0-point energy. So creating a shortage of energy is just amazing that we've bought into it. But so what you do is you create a shortage on Earth, or an artificial situation, and they have to hook your attention into it to get you to participate, to part yourself, to divide and conquer, to be parted, to not be in one accord, to not be oneness, to not be in harmoniousness, harmony. Yet everything around us, all the evidence, all the lights, all the trees, all the grass, the wind, the grapefruit tree over here is like just dropped his fruits from last year. We don't follow the rules. We just let it do its thing. Now it's got brand new fruits on it. It's perpetual free grapefruits, right? And the date palm over there and the mulberry trees. It's a cornucopia of the horn of plenty. It starts tiny and it goes zzz, into a giant spiraling horn of plenty. Plenty. So, but they have to hook your attention. They, the big they. The people that are into feeding on others, they're beings that need to feed on others to sustain themselves. The Luciferian rebellion, whatever you want to say, that says to God, we don't want you, we want to set up our own universe. And maybe God, Source, Mother, Father, bemusedly watches the game of the children in the sandlot setting up, this is my territory, that's yours. You don't come over my line. And then soon enough, the plastic spades are hitting each other in the head, there's crying, and then they get to run back to mommy and so forth. So maybe God's Source, with free will, allows us to do all that. Planetary scales, never mind the Cold War or whatever. Now it's the economic war, China versus the West, whatever. So they have to hook your attention. They hook your, Don Juan, the shaman, one of the main things he taught Carlos was about hooking your attention or being unhookable so they couldn't steal your attention. They couldn't hook your attention. You became a decider of where to place your attention. You decide, not advertising, not your parents, not your churches, not your schools, not your politicians, not mainstream media. Obviously not. They're hooking your attention. I mean, commercials, once you stop watching commercials, you can't go back. You're like, oh my God, I used to watch this shit? Right? Because they're hooking your attention and feeding you mostly fear porn. Zika virus, Ebola virus, shortages, another school shooting. It's all about fear because they want to put you, these beings, there were some beings that were allowed to come into Earth because of whatever. It's not all their fault, it's because we were inviting it. And they're here to harvest the loosh, which is basically your energy. We're starting to wake up to energy vampirism and how people steal energy from each other. And the vampiring is a reality on Earth, meaning we eat each other. We kill animals. The cows just came back here across the street. I don't know if you can see them. And we have these beautiful black Angus cows. Why? So we can kill them and eat their flesh. Or the parasitic, the orchid is beautiful, but it's a parasite. We have parasiticness, vampirism on the earth. There's lots of, mistletoe is a vampire plant. It's a parasite. So we have this on earth as a model, eating each other. It's a long story, but when it first was brought to earth, the earth spirits were like, no, we don't want to do that. But we got tricked into feeling that it was okay because they would sell it. And the advertising was, no, it's just form change. We kill you, you give us your form and we eat it, and then later we'll let you do it to us. Of course, they never let you. They always took the bargain for themselves. That's how eating of flesh, or eating of plants for that matter, because we used to live by God's word alone, by source, by the oh man, the sound of 1,000 waters reverberating in your spine, automatically dripping the amrita from your pituitary and pineal, I think it's the pituitary gland. The amrita drips through the Kachari mudra down and feeds you. This is true. You can live by sunlight alone. Not right away, don't be fanatic. Step by step, get rid of the beef and the pork, fish, chicken, eventually rid of that. Vegetarian, eventually vegan, eventually breathing in water and pure green algae. Totally doable. As we step ourselves back towards pure light and ascend our bodies. It is a reality. So they have to hook your attention with media, with fear and keep you programmed in fear of scarcity and looking bad. Your teeth aren't white enough, you know. I was going to show you. I got my tooth knocked out. See? That's not good. Makes you look like a hillbilly, right? All that fucking fear about toothpaste and shit. And I wear this because I'm succumbed to it. And I'm going to get it fixed, or I'm part of it. Part of my job is to, you have to play with image still. If you're trying to share something with the image-controlled world. If you're not, you can be a crazy sadhu master, like in India, walk around naked and screaming and doing whatever. You don't care about any approval or freaking out the cult of the culture. You don't care about it. There's many masters like that. Or they usually stay out of the public limelight. But so they've hooked our attention. These beings came, the Anunnaki, the pre-Adamites, the giants, the gods that came and landed at Angkor Wat, the pyramids and so forth. These beings that came to use us as a slave race. In South America and South Africa, you have the 25,000 stone circles. It was giant gold harvesting projects because these ET beings needed gold for their atmosphere because they were trying to block the light. See, if you don't want to work and cooperate with your sun, but you want to rebel, you want to block its light. Can you say chemtrails on Earth? Because you don't want to absorb its information directly into you. Because you're going to have to work with the sun and its plan for the Earth. Instead, you can't be a rebellious golem hiding in your cave. You know, once you expose the vampires to the sunlight, they melt. Therefore, the title of my book, We're Not Listening to the Sun. We're not tuning into the sun. The sun talked to me about that years ago. On the summer solstice in Phoenix, Arizona, the Valley of the Sun, floating in a pool, I got a huge download about how all that works. So it will hook your attention to TV, to looking bad, to approval, to going to the right colleges, getting the right job, but the money system and approval, money and approval, totally wrapped around our brain stems. And so you're hooked into participating in the kill or be killed, fight or flight system. And the harvesting can go on behind the scenes. The secret space program, multiple bases. The European space program has a thing in French Guiana. Come on. What are they launching there? What's the X-36, I think it's called, a plane? Google it. That's, that's totally the secret space program. They go up there for 2 years at a time. So, but they keep the populace, the cattle, the sheeple, God bless us all, busy with survival and survival fear and terror. Looking good, even if you made all the money, you still got to look good. That's why all the rich people get the horrible plastic surgery, which goes apeshit. Makes them look like the ghouls that they're really afraid of that they are inside, or maybe they are, in my opinion. So the energy game is to hook your attention. One of the first things Don Juan teaches Carlos Castaneda. And once they hook your belly cords and your heart cords, your heartstrings, right? Every chakra is under attack or for being fed upon. And so when you're going to pull these things out, clear these things out of you, I'm going through a battle right now for the last year and a couple of months. This thing in the back of my head, and, right now it's in my solar plexus. It's like I'm getting a thorough scrubbing through all the chakras. I thought I was doing great before, but there's layers to this onion of cleaning up, My body feels lighter than ever now. I still have anything of purging, knock on wood, thank you universe, only at a pace I can handle. I don't want to be incapacitated again. And so watch your attention. Am I feeling solid inside in my spinal column? Can I notice my breath? Do I feel my feet grounded in the earth, the soles? When was the last time most people on earth don't touch the earth? Never to touch the earth with your bare feet. That's by design. The more disconnected you are, you become those guys in the Matrix, floating in those tubs eventually and just feeding directly out of your medulla oblongata with plugins. Absolutely true. So it's a harvesting energy system, and advertising. The news keep you in perpetual fear. There's always something new to worry about. Earthquakes, school shootings, horrible hurricanes, fires, murders, killings, political, drama. Or distraction, sports, Kardashians. Terror, news. Distraction, news. Working as slaves, so you're so tired that you just come home and get reprogrammed. The nightly programming, CBS News, right? So we get programmed with that, and what you need to do, what works to get unhooked, to unhook our attention from this machinery of our current culture. Whether it's distraction, Kardashians, games, football games, whatever, sedation, beer drinking, opiates, pharmaceuticals. You know? So to unhook your attention, to listen to those birds, instead of the ambulance. That's the fear-mongering, the ambulance. Here it comes. Terror, 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 you're gonna die. And there's the bird. Where do you want your attention? What do you want to feed? Where you place your attention, you are hooking in and feeding it. Attention is energy. It's all about the eyeballs and the advertising energy. We don't give a fuck. We just want people watching. We don't care what you're doing. All about eyeballs, meaning attention. Mostly our attention, where we place our attention, has been hijacked on Earth in order to feed some 100 families that run the world financial system that sucks our spirit energies, our biological energies, just through stress. It stresses you enough to drain your adrenals, you get cortisol, overproduction, fat, slobby, drink the diet sodas, all that. It's all designed to keep you alive enough to be fed on, but not quite dead. Therefore, the popularity of zombie movies. Because there's a lot of people turning into zombies now. Now, don't try to rescue everyone, but if you don't want to, let people choose, it's free will. And you can offer, like I'm doing here. So, learning where to place your attention. What do I want to pay attention to? You're paying it. You're paying your life force by paying attention. What do you want to focus on? You get what you picture. Where attention goes, energy flows. There's lots of little sayings that we all have that reflect this. So, watch your attention. The Inner Body Awakening is a great way to get centered inwardly. InnerBodyAwakening.com. If you want to join me for the webcast, TobiasLars.com. On Sundays, you can watch it live or record it or both. Beautiful is what I prefer instead of stressful. Beautiful, enjoyable. Enjoyable. I am able to enjoy myself. It's going to take a de-addiction, a detox from being addicted to the energy-stealing game. It's very convincing because most people were hooked into the money game. And we need to play the money game wisely to get out of it. Unless you're ready to go off grid and you can do all that and be totally away from it. You can, but the world is going to think you're very, very weird and so forth. You can do it incognito so nobody notices. That's what I'm into. Much love. The doggies were barking. Let's take a walk and see what they were looking at. Come on, girls. What you doing? What you barking at? There's nothing to bark at. There's a Gabba. Let's say goodbye, Gabba. Gabba, Gabba. That's a Gabba. Oh, that's a girl. Oh, something else to bark at. The mailman. The mailman. The mailman usually stops and gives him treats. And if he doesn't stop, they really bark at him. They really want his treats. All right, much love. I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao. See if I can get in the shade and figure this out, how to turn it off. There we go.